Not gonna lie, Valentine's Day, I could do without. But the 15th of February, give me all the sale chocolate. Let's get started on this podcast. Welcome back to Not Gonna Lie, a Wave original brought to you by Cheerios. I'm your host, Kylie Kelce, beignet enthusiast, shout out to New Orleans, retired NFL wife, current wife to the person sitting next to me on this couch.
Am I on camera now?
You're always on camera. You have an ISO on you.
Yeah, but on the edit team, am I now? Because they'll probably just do your ISO.
Whatever they feel.
All right.
We're off to a good start. That's right. In honor of Valentine's Day, there's only one guest we could have who could match my outward dislike for this occasion. And we happen to live together. So I dragged him here to the studio.
Hey!
You may know him from the other podcast, his 13-year NFL career, maybe from when he said tits on ESPN for his first show, or when he showed his own on national television last year in the playoffs. But you definitely know him for being Wyatt, Ellie, and Benny's dad. And my husband of 7 years, Jason. Welcome to Not Gonna Lie.
Thanks, Kylie.
Our first male guest.
Thanks for having me.
Big deal. How's it feel?
The first male guest.
Yes.
Feels pretty good, not gonna lie.
Nice. I see what you did there. I see what you did there. What was your initial reaction to being asked to join the podcast?
It's about time.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was waiting for it.
This is your moment?
This is my moment.
It's going to tear me to bits. So I'm on record in my most recent episode of stating that we're not really Valentine's Day people.
Speak for yourself. Look at my shirt. Talking about who doesn't, what kind of maniac doesn't like a holiday that you get to celebrate your loved ones with?
I believe somewhere, and in post we can pull this, somewhere on my Instagram, there is a post about when I said, I believe I asked, like, are we doing something for Valentine's Day? This is back when we were, I believe, just dating.
Okay.
And your reply was, yeah, when is that?
Yeah, well, I mean, sometimes it sneaks up on you.
I believe I said February 14th, and you said every year?
Yeah.
But you love Valentine's Day.
Now I do, because I love you.
Oh.
Yeah.
You're so full of shit.
Full of shit.
Oh, God.
Why would I celebrate it before?
Okay. Between the two of us, who's the least romantic?
Who's the least romantic?
Yeah.
I think if we're going on average me, but if we're going like height of like top romantic gestures, I think then I'm the winner.
You cannot count proposing.
I mean, that's a very romantic gesture.
I know, but you can't count it.
Why not?
Because was I supposed to propose?
No.
This seems rigged.
I don't even think my proposal was that romantic. It's
pretty. It was very romantic. I don't remember exactly what you said. I have stated that publicly that I blacked out when you told me to get out of the car.
Yeah, I didn't know what. I don't think that's the height of my romantic gestures.
What do you think was your most romantic gesture?
My most romantic.
I can't wait for you to say something that's actually really sweet and for me to be like, oh shit, you're right. You did do that.
I mean, it wasn't romantic. I thought the Christmas gift this year was very good.
Outstanding.
I
have not talked about that. Can you tell the people, our listeners, what you got me?
Christmas gift this year? Yeah, I got you a pendant.
Locket.
A locket that had a picture of our dog Winnie, who passed away this year. Mm-hmm. And it was like a gold little locket that had a little green emerald thingy.
Huh?
Yeah.
The picture inside was actually a picture of Winnie and I on our wedding day.
Yes.
And on the back, it says Win.
Mm-hmm.
And on the front, it has a K.
Yeah.
And I was not anticipating. He had talked himself up a little bit.
I didn't want to get the K on the front.
I thought it looks nice.
I wanted it to be just Win on the back.
Yeah.
And at first we did the K, and then I tried to be like, actually don't put the K on there. And then It's like, they already engraved it. So I was like, I can't leave
too late now. Can't buff it out.
Yeah.
I loved it. It was, that was a very romantic gesture.
Shout out to Raffi.
Yeah, always.
Yep.
But that was a very romantic gesture. I'll give you that one. That one was good. We're going to actually stick to the rundown today because Emma was nice enough to write it. So we're actually going to, we're going to try our best. Queen Emma, the queen of all queens. Mm-hmm. She took care of business. Coming up on today's anti-Valentine's Day episode, we're going to start off by getting honest about Valentine's Day as a couple and what traditions we have with the girls. We're also going to answer some couples questions from the NGLers.
I am not do not lump me into your anti-Valentine's-ness.
Okay.
I don't feel comfortable.
Where are we going to dinner on Friday?
Yes, it was made up by a huge conglomerate to make money on and profit off of, but it's a great holiday. I'm all on board with celebrating loved ones.
Sure. Before we get into all that, we are just coming off of a trip to New Orleans.
Yep.
That some news outlets are calling our baby moon.
Baby moon.
Would you say that that's accurate?
I think if you want to call it a baby moon, I feel like it has to be specifically for said purpose. So I would say no, it is not a baby moon.
What was your favorite part of the New Orleans trip? My
favorite part?
Yes.
Stapleton concert was great.
That was
was a lot of fun. The casino was not fun.
Why, Jason?
They took all my money. They're a bunch of assholes. I really enjoyed the palm reading. I really enjoyed going to the U.S. Naval Air Base Reserve Air Base. That was fun. Those guys were awesome. The food was great. We had a date night at Clancy's.
We did.
Shout out to Clancy's for getting us in there. Yep. Great restaurant. Had turtle soup. It was fantastic.
It honestly was very good.
I think it was turtles in there, right?
It was called turtle soup.
What but sometimes things are like called that, and it's like kind of just.
I feel like not in New Orleans. Right? I feel like New Orleans would not.
Like turtle soup, if I had it someplace else, I don't think it would have been actual turtles in there.
I agree with you.
Been in like some like type of like in the model of like turtle soup. Yeah, pretty sure those were Cajun turtles.
Clancy's was also, we were in an Uber, and I had a moment when the Uber's phone said 2 minutes to arrival, and we were turning into like residential streets.
That's how you know it's going to be a good spot.
Well, that's why I don't think Clancy's would lie to you.
The restaurant's been there for a long time.
A very long time. But it's literally a house on a corner in a residential street. It's very
like
cute.
Old home.
Yes.
Which I always like restaurants that are set up like that.
Yes. You're guaranteed a good meal.
Mm-hmm.
That was good.
Yeah, we didn't get the oysters. I wanted to get the oysters because they're known for the oysters, as is all of New Orleans. But unfortunately, they were having a big norovirus
outbreak in oysters. Recall. And it was not enough people were talking about it, I feel like. It was still on the menu at all these places. People were still eating oysters.
And I'm like, how are you guys? Have you guys not heard about this? Like,
well, the
Barstool was shut down.
The one oyster house was closed, and someone said they went there and that there was a sign on the door that said they had run out of oysters.
Yeah.
And I was like, you didn't run out. You just can't serve them because they're making people sick.
Away. Yeah.
Crazy.
There wasn't enough bathrooms available to serve
Jason
them.
Daniel.
I thought Cafe Du Monde was very, very, not just the beignet. That was a cool
experience. Yeah.
It's not just the beignet there. It's like the whole, you're sitting underneath outside this like.
Green and white striped awning.
Yeah.
It's like nostalgia. Like it's like you feel like you're getting the full experience.
For sure. Yep.
If you don't wear black there, dark colors, don't think that you're going to get out of there unscathed.
Mm-hmm.
Because the minute you bring that beignet to your mouth, first of all, don't inhale. So I said that before we started because I feel like that's a key.
Cough a little bit, get some powdered sugar in your lungs. Yeah.
But the whole experience, like when you walk up and they're just like, pick a table, you sit down, someone comes to find you, and then a couple minutes later, you end up with like the most delicious. It's like breakfast funnel cake.
Yeah, and it's just a fried funnel cake.
Banging. I'm out. I'm in on the whole thing.
Yeah. It's great.
Last thing on New Orleans, it's very possible that a lot of you saw a photo of me circulating from the game of me housing a bag of Cheetos from at Ellie Elizabeth. To be clear, there is not an H on the end, so I am not screwing that up. Now, this is a goddamned mood. And it's just me with a bag of Cheetos to my face. Couple things to take away from this picture. I do love Cheetos. They're delicious, crunchy snacks, salty. There's No notes. I have no notes about Cheetos.
I don't know who doesn't like Cheetos.
And also,
I think Travis even likes Cheetos.
Does he? I was saying something. He's picky. I do want to point out, if you catch me eating any type of bagged item in public, Cheetos, chips, any of it, I will be dumping it into my mouth from the bag. Couple reasons. First of all, cut out the middleman. Second, I didn't have an opportunity to wash my hands. My germophobia said dump it right in.
So you were dumping the Cheetos in even when it was a full bag of Cheetos?
1,000%.
Who the hell does you do? No, you dump the end of it in once you can't like fit your hand in there anymore.
No.
Or it's like all the crummies.
No, I know what you're saying, but no. Sometimes I will crunch up, like if I have Doritos or usually just Doritos.
Crunchify them?
I will crunch up Doritos so that they slide out of the bag into my mouth in a nicer fashion.
But the Dorito whole chip is like the best part of opening up the bag. You open up the bag and you find one that didn't get crushed and you get this perfect triangle into your mouth. You de-triangle them.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a party. I mean, you have some very weird eating habits between that and cereal. I think you just are very misguided in a lot of your junk food eating habits.
Yeah, but you married me, so.
I did, yes.
Sucker. And I stand by it. I think that it's an efficient way. Like I said, you cut out the middleman.
Don't look over here.
I couldn't rush my way.
It's completely wrong way to eat Cheetos.
I couldn't rush my way to the bathroom to wash my hands. And even if I had, when I came back into the suite, who knows if I need to grab the door, then I got to figure out what hand I touched. I'm out on highly touched surfaces.
But this is where, if you just embrace touching everything and always putting your hands in your mouth, then you've already had the germs and then you don't have to worry about getting the germs. That's how I approach it. So I don't ever have to worry about eating with my hands because I've already been exposed to all.
The problem is that when an illness enters our home, you know this because we just did this for like 3 weeks, 4 weeks.
Been pretty much all
the month of January, basically.
Yeah.
You still get to like sleep and recover.
Well, I try. I would if you needed me to get up, I would get up. But the kids don't want to see me; they want to see mom. I try. I go into Benny's room and she says, "I want mama."
That's what she did to you last night.
She does it every time I go.
She played you so hard last night.
Well, no, last night I got her to go to bed.
You brought her into me. Was that not last night?
That was 2 nights ago. Last night I got her. But 2 nights ago she did want you. And most of the time, whenever I go in there, they don't want me.
To be fair, she is playing the shit out of you recently.
If they're already crying, Dad is not helping.
No. Honestly, you make it worse.
I have to catch them before the crying has started.
That's accurate.
Yeah.
I'd say that's true. I'm gonna keep washing my hands obsessively.
It's got to commit.
And dumping bags of chips and Cheetos into my mouth. Whatever. You
got to embrace the dirtbagness that life is.
I don't have a problem with dirt. You know I don't have a problem with dirt. I like go outside and dig up worms with the kids. Like I don't have a problem with dirt. I have a problem with germs.
But
hence germophobia.
There's germs in dirt.
Yeah, but like...
You're just used to those germs. And I'm saying if you get used to the other germs, then you won't have to worry about those germs either. So, I mean, this is like virology 101.
Oh, because you studied that?
I've read enough Reddit pages on it.
Dr. Reddit over here. All right, moving on. It's time to get honest about one of our least favorite holidays. One of my least favorite holidays. Is that better?
Yes.
Okay.
Don't let me.
This is, can I be honest? Valentine's Day edition.
Nice.
Is it safe to say we do not have Valentine's plans this year?
I don't think we have them yet. Well, we have the parade.
Which might be the most romantic way to spend Valentine's Day.
Top way you can spend a Valentine's Day in Philadelphia is to go to a fucking Eagles
concerned about. I'm concerned about there has to be a population, specifically a population of women who are very disappointed in the fact that their significant others are going to be spending Valentine's Day day drinking on Broad Street, and then they're not going to make it to dinner.
So if those broads aren't happy about being on Broad Street, there's nothing you can do to make them happy. So
I just think that like if you married,
I just thought it was a funny pun. Okay.
Broad.
Yeah. I just don't know if Philadelphia restaurants are ready for the dinner reservations of drunk people that are about to ensue on Friday evening. There's going to be so many nice restaurants that have never seen belligerently drunk people, and it's going to be nonstop all day.
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
I will say I think it helps that Valentine's Day is on a Friday this year because then you can sort of make it the way that people have turned Halloween into Halloween weekend.
Right.
You can extend it, maybe get a reservation on Saturday instead.
Correct.
But I truly think that if you have married an Eagles fan that is passionate enough to go to the parade on Friday, then I feel like you already know what you signed up for.
I feel like you want to be there.
With them.
Yeah, with everyone.
You'd hope that's the case.
This is Valentine's Day is just a giant day for Philadelphia to show its love affair with itself and the Philadelphia Eagles now.
That's a great point. Did you hear that, ladies?
It's the biggest couples Valentine's Day of all time. To the entire city.
Beautiful.
I think it's fantastic.
City of brotherly love.
This is why I love Valentine's Day.
Right. Are you going to go to the Eagles parade?
Yes.
That's nice.
I don't know what I'm doing or where I'm going to be. I'll probably be with a bunch of former teammates that are going or retired players. But yeah, I'm going to be drinking my face off. And,
are you going to be on the old guy bus? Is there going to be an old guy bus?
I don't want to be on I feel like being on a bus feels wrong. I don't want to be on a bus, but I do want to go to the parade.
Okay. Have you ever dared to go out to dinner on Valentine's Day in all of our years together? I do think we've gone out a couple times.
Yeah, we've gone out most of the time, I think.
I feel like since we have kids, since we've had kids,
it throws a wrench in.
I just feel like the other thing about going out specifically on Valentine's Day is that restaurants are usually busy with reservation. And if we wait a day or two on either side, if we choose a day 1 to 2 days before or 1 to 2 days after, we don't run into the same issue of being in an extremely crowded restaurant.
Yeah. I mean, that's factually correct.
Yeah. We should do that this year.
No, we should get drunk as shit at the Eagles parade. Well, you shouldn't, but I should. And then we should go to Valentine's Day. You
can go to Valentine's dinner with Selleck. You guys can go get drunk together. Sorry, Celeste. Have you ever gifted each other anything for Valentine's Day?
Have you ever gifted anything? I mean, cards, usually do chocolates, flowers.
I usually give you the Ferrero Rochers.
Ferrero Rochers. You do. I do love those.
Because I really only get them for like special occasions. And
are we doing like a candy edition of Valentine's Day on this?
No.
Can we talk about how awful these things are?
Yeah,
how the fuck are these things? Chalk? Why is there not a better candy that is figured out? You just put some sentimental words on a piece of candy that has kicked these things. To be fair,
there are other versions of it. I think Sweet Tarts has hearts.
That sounds so much better.
They are outstanding.
Maybe that's why these work, because nobody really eats them, so they're just leave them there
to look at.
Yeah,
I mean, they're not going to spoil their chalk.
Well, either way, that's a piece of trash. Just want to make that clear.
I can't wait for the like.
Can you write? Is there a chalkboard here?
Later.
Do we have a chalkboard? Can I write with these? I wonder if you can write. He wants to see if the
candy hearts are actually chalk. Can be used as chalk.
That wall's black right there.
Don't. Oh, God. He's going off camera. Don't write on the wall.
Oh, my God.
Jason, stop. Oh, my God. Jason, stop writing on the wall.
It'll erase.
No, it won't. Oh, my God.
People fucking eat this.
You have to sit down so you're in frame. Sit down so you're in frame.
All right.
I can't. You just wrote on the wall.
You can write with any food, I suppose.
You better get that off before we leave.
Romantic.
You're terrible. Okay.
All right. What are we on now?
Oh, God. The last question for Can I Be Honest is what traditions have we started with the girls?
So Kylie, she had a tradition with her father, Big Ed, and where Big Ed would go and buy a chocolates and card.
Yeah, he would be our Valentine.
Yes. And so far, Kylie has been doing that and then giving them to me to give to the girls. But now I think it's time for me to really take this initiative and actually get gifts for the girls.
The good news is I already have the Kit Kat hearts at the house. And that does it for Can I Be Honest, the Valentine's Day edition. Long time no see. It's me again, and I'm here to talk to you about another one of my favorite cereals, an absolute classic. I'm talking about Cheerios. How perfect for our Valentine's Day episode. They've got special heart-shaped Cheerios available now during American Heart Month. They're perfect for Valentine's Day, Galentine's Day, or maybe even surprising your kids with a special Valentine's breakfast. My favorite type of Cheerio is definitely the classic Honey Nut Cheerio. It just goes perfectly with ice cold milk and slices of bananas. I stand by that. I also always have to share my Cheerios. So when I pour myself a bowl of Cheerios, I just make sure to pour 3 more. Because chances are the minute they see the spoon going to my mouth, they will demand their own bowls. Yes, it's called preventative pouring. Get yourself a box of their heart-shaped Cheerios all throughout the month of February. You guys sent in hundreds of couples questions for us. But as I said in the first episode of this podcast, I'm busy. I'm a mom and I don't have time for that many questions. So instead, we're going to answer 7-ish questions today in honor of our 7-ish years of marriage.
Okay.
We're almost there.
Yeah.
I know he was just about to try and pull our anniversary out of his ass. I made it very easy for him.
I know it. I mean, it's 2 months from now from Valentine's Day. Exactly.
That's actually a great way to remember it.
Pretty good at remembering.
No, you're not.
You're right, I'm pretty bad.
Okay, number 1 from @RW Kleins. We'll go with that. Tati,
Yep.
what's the best piece of marriage advice you've ever received?
Best piece of marriage advice.
Mm-hmm.
Happy wife, happy life.
That's a terrible answer.
They didn't offer any advice. It was just more of a saying that
Is that really the best advice you've ever gotten?
I don't really consider it. I don't take marriage advice.
He doesn't listen to Ed.
No, I think most people are full of shit. I feel like most advice when it comes to like kids or marriages and stuff like that works for certain people's marriages and kids, but everybody's different. And I try to take a lot of it with a grain of salt.
I like the advice when people say like you should always be dating your spouse. I like that because I feel like it like keeps it alive.
Yeah, well, it just reminds you to spend time and take the time to do things with that person.
Yeah.
And that can get lost very easily with kids and work and a lot of other things.
Number 2 from @SpeakNelly13. What's something that you and Jason do to keep your relationship important so that you don't fall into the whole just mom and dad routine with heart hands?
I think we just said about the dating.
Yeah.
Is good. I mean, we do fall into that trap. I think that's something that everybody falls into from time to time.
We have had more than one conversation about how we're in like that phase of life where like we have 3 littles, 1 on the way. Obviously, our main focus right now is very much our kids. Mm-hmm. And we still get those moments to like enjoy each other, just the 2 of us. And I think it makes those moments even more like special. Like the fact that we were able to go to dinner in New Orleans, just the 2 of us, made it like that much better that we could go and like experience like a staple of New Orleans, just the 2 of us, because every other dinner is me being told it's disgusting and you trying to be sweet and get them to eat their food.
For sure. I think that's very accurate. I think just talking and you know, sharing.
I also make him hold my hand.
That's good. It's all good.
I don't think he hates it, but I do. I do want my hand held while we're walking places. I do sometimes demand that.
I think every marriage, once you have kids, is going to fall into the mom and dad thing from time to time, and I think that the key to not having that be a thing is just talking to your spouse and like saying like, hey, like I really miss going out to dinner, or like whatever you miss about the moment you had with your spouse that now kind of get overshadowed because you're busier being a mom and dad and working and doing all these things, voicing that. And then if the other person is listening, hopefully they go out of their way to try and, you know, do whatever that the other person feels like they're missing out on. And I think that So I think talking to each other is a big component of any of this stuff.
I also think there is like some beauty in embracing the phase of life that we're in. Like we make it a point to like whenever Jason's busy at the end of football season, he wasn't in the house like that frequently for a couple weeks. Mm-hmm. And so we made it a point to like speak kindly. Like I always try to like, we'll look at videos with dad, or we make sure that we tune in when he was on broadcasts. And even those little things where like as a spouse, you can appreciate that person for like the role they play as a dad in that moment, I think is really important. And it's a way to like still have that like love and affection, even if it's not able to be expressed in like a romantic, like husband and wife way.
Right.
So I think there's plenty of ways. I mean, we are mom and dad right now.
I got no problem being mom and dad.
In the thick of mom and dad.
Thick mom and dad.
In the thick of mom and dad.
How are you been sitting like that? I can't. My belly is in. You're like approaching Jason Kelce belly-ness.
We both know I'm far more flexible than you.
All right.
Number 3. Next question from Eggs Over Evie. That's a great name.
It's pretty good. It's a good pun.
What are your and Jason's love languages? This is good.
Do we want to do each other's or do we want to do our own?
Oh, should we do each other's?
Sure.
I feel like I just spoon fed you with the hand holding.
Yeah. Yours is physical touch and words of affirmation. No? That's what it used to be. Maybe it changed.
Was it words of affirmation?
Mm-hmm. Tell me.
I thought it was acts of service.
Well, now it is probably because you want me to do acts of service.
No, I just want you to take out the trash.
Seriously. This is the thing about love languages. Pretty much whatever language you're not being fed turns out to be the love language people want.
One of the biggest running jokes in our house is the trash.
It's not a joke.
I like to think it's a joke.
I was reading Shel Silverstein.
Yes,
poem,
Shel Silverstein.
And there was like a trash one in there. Sylvia's Saint or something like that. You literally
read it this morning.
I read it last night and I was like, this fucking book is speaking to me more than it's speaking to the girls.
Yeah, but then when he read it this morning, what did I say? I feel like it's a short story about me.
But we both know my one role in the house that is supposed to be done is the trash. And it's not fulfilled currently. Yeah. We like to share a lot of duties, but that one, we actually don't share a lot of duties. I have one job and it's the trash. And I'm shit at it.
You're not shit at it.
I think
you're busy.
But no, I'm pretty sure when we first read that book, I'm almost positive yours were words of affirmation and physical touch.
That's fair.
And it's probably more.
As long as you didn't say gift giving, you could probably nail it.
Yeah. And I think that as our relationship has moved forward and like, it's like, oh, actually, I want my husband to do fucking something around the house. I think that third one's crept in there.
It's only the trash. It's really it. So the options here are words of affirmation, quality time, physical touch, acts of service, or receiving gifts. I would say that yours are probably definitely quality time. Mm-hmm. I feel like you've fallen into physical touch only because I mean, it's forced it upon you.
Every man's got physical touch in their top 2 usually.
Yeah, I would say quality time and physical touch. But I do think like you really appreciate words of affirmation, even if you...
I appreciate all of them. For reference, I like all of the love languages.
Well, that's why they're love languages. They're ways to show love.
Yeah.
But I would say probably quality time and physical touch.
I think those are my top 2.
Okay. I feel like we nailed that. Go us.
Physical touch.
Number 4 from @SwimPike. What's the best gift you've ever received?
The best gift I've ever received? Oh, man.
I feel bad.
Why?
Because I feel like I have not given you great gifts.
I really liked, you gave me a handmade wooden replica of the Philadelphia Eagles stadium.
That one was in the works for a while.
I really enjoyed that gift a lot.
That gift was technically a retirement gift. Mm-hmm. And I put a deposit in for that. This really plays into the whole, like the fact that he said he was retiring for so many years.
For so many years, yeah.
I put a deposit in for that, I believe 3 years before you retired. So there's that.
Yep.
But it has like all the details of like the accolades that you received while you were in the league. And I thought it was the artist that did it. She's very, very talented. So we can put a picture of that on the screen.
Outside of that, I'd go Sega Game Gear. I was like 7 years old.
Jesus.
I don't think I've ever matched the excitement. We used to have it on video.
Of you receiving that.
Of me receiving that gift. I don't know if we still do, or if that was one of the ones that got recorded over with Law and Order by Dad. But that video of me getting that Sega Game Gear, I don't think I've ever seen me that happy in my entire life. Like that was easily, I mean, I've never had that kind of emotion.
Very sweet.
Yeah. It's very nice.
I would say the best gift I've ever received, I loved the locket. The locket got me. You really caught me off guard on that one. Mm-hmm. And the other one I was going to say, which is funny because I'm really not like a huge jewelry person. Mm-hmm. But my other one would also be when you got the necklace that was similar to the necklace I wore at our wedding, but it was stones that you had brought back from when you climbed Mount Kilimanjaro.
Yeah, I mean, those stones were from a store at the bottom of in the middle of a Tanzanian shop.
Yes.
But yes, that was on the trip. But
then you brought them back and Rafi put them into.
Yep. He put it in like a little pendant thing.
Yeah. You did a great job. And you specifically referenced that it was similar to the necklace I wore when we got married.
Yes. It's more rare than diamonds.
He did also tell me that one.
Which isn't saying that much. Apparently diamonds are super common. They're just, the supply is artificially controlled.
It was a very pretty necklace. I just liked the thought that you put into it and the fact that you were like, I'm going to take this back and get it made into something. Yeah. It was very thoughtful. It was less about like the jewelry itself and more about the thought that you put into it.
Yeah. I'm a good gift giver. And when I get to it.
Number 5, next from Janessa. What is your favorite romance/Valentine's Day movie?
My favorite Valentine? I don't even know if I could name a Valentine's Day movie.
We have some rom-coms that you
so we're just
that you've actually seen. Yeah,
any
I think
movie
rom-com.
of romanticism qualifies.
I think so.
I would say if we're going just most romantic movies I've ever seen.
I do have some examples here. Queen Emma has put some in here in case you want a cheat sheet.
What do we got?
When Harry Met Sally, You've Got Mail, Clueless, Bridget Jones' Diary, The Proposal with Ryan Reynolds and Sandra Bullock, 10 Things I Hate About You, The Holiday, Love and Basketball, Notting Hill, My Best Friend's Wedding, My Big Fat Greek Wedding. Do any of those speak to you?
Not really. I mean, they're all good. I like all of them.
I feel like you like
I do
Vince
like rom-coms
Vaughn.
more.
You like
than,
a Vince Vaughn rom-com.
Yeah, I mean the Vince Vaughn rom-coms I know of aren't like the one the breakup I love, but that's not a Valentine's Day movie. They end up breaking up. That's not a good Valentine's Day one.
One of my favorite rom-coms is How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
Yep,
great movie.
It's not bad. Because it ends up not working.
No, Jay, they end up together.
That's what I'm saying. It ends up not working.
Oh, yes.
So that's good. No matter how much you try and fight love,
you can't.
Over a bet, a stupid, frivolous bet,
you
can't do it.
Can't.
It's a good movie.
I also, The Proposal with Ryan Reynolds and Sandra Bullock, I do enjoy. I think I just love Sandra Bullock. Because I love Miss Congeniality, too.
I don't know that I've seen that one. Have I seen that one? Do we watch that?
They go to Alaska. She's like his boss. And they go to Alaska for his grandmother's birthday party or something. And they're trying to fake it because she's Canadian and she's going to get deported.
Where the fuck do they come up with these plots for rom-coms?
I don't know, but the fact that they're still making movies and they're not just remaking old movies goes to show you that people have to get really creative. Like we're at a point where you have to get pretty far-fetched to be able to put out a movie that's unique enough for someone to not be like, we already did that.
Like Splash, because I'm a big fan of mermaids.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
You've never seen Splash and you're bringing up fucking some Alaska grandmother fucking rom-com?
I think that you tried to get me to watch and then I think I fell asleep, which is a common
I've
theme.
never tried to get you to watch Splash.
I think the one time you did.
I don't think so.
We should watch that.
It's a very good movie.
We should watch that. Maybe I could stay awake. We should start it before 9:30 p.m. 50 First Dates.
50 First Dates. I always want to say 40 First Dates for some reason. Great movie.
Why 40?
I don't know. I always think it's 40 for some reason. I've said it wrong multiple times.
Now it's 50 and it's a great movie.
It's a very good movie. I think that actually might be my favorite rom-com.
I'd watch that.
Yeah.
On Valentine's Day, but you're going to be too shit-faced, so.
We can watch it before the parade. The parade's later. Let's go wake up early. Pre-game the parade with 50 First Dates.
Number 6. Next, from Perfect and Human. That's a beautiful name. What are your red and green flags? No, not Chiefs and Eagles, in relationships that you want your girls to know about before they start dating.
Red flag for me is anybody that uses the term red flags. Just going to start it off right there. If you say red flags, cringe, or any of these other words,
Jason.
Run for the hills.
What is actually a red flag?
That's a red flag to me. I think saying red flags is a red flag.
Okay. What is an alarming characteristic or behavior that if our girls said they were dating someone with that you would be like, absolutely not?
Anybody who doesn't treat service people with respect and kindness.
Good one.
Anybody that's just narcissistic. I don't really know what examples of that would be. I mean, everybody's a little cystic, but.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the service people is a great one because that's an easy one. Like most of the time you're going to go out on dates, even if you're out at a bar, like how respectful are they to the bartender?
Yeah, I just think that, and I think you can gauge
a lot
more about who people are and how they treat people that they have nothing to gain from.
Right.
And I think that's a big one for me.
Sure.
Would you let our girls date a football player?
Yes.
But
I'd be very skeptical.
I know a lot of great football players. I also know a lot of football players that I would not want to date my daughter for sure.
That is one of the popular questions. Have you seen those videos?
Mm-mm.
There's like social clips of guys going into NFL locker rooms and asking their teammates, who's the teammate you would least like to date your daughter? I'm just going to be so skeptical. Are you going to be skeptical of people that our girls bring home?
I am hopefully both of us will show our daughters what good
That's not what
men and women are, that they will be able to decipher these things on their own.
Yeah. Cool. Great. Awesome.
That's all we can do.
Are you going to be skeptical of them when they come home?
Nothing is going to help if we're being skeptical at that point. If they fall in love with a douchebag, there's nothing that us being skeptical is going to help.
Okay. Number 7 and our last question from Maria Edward Hegner 292. We know about your first date with Jason. How was your second date?
Second date, we went ice skating at Penn's Landing. Is that not our second date? Was that our third date?
I think that was like our third or fourth date.
Definitely wasn't fourth. It was either second or third. What do you think? What do you think second date was?
It was the Mutter Museum.
No.
Yes.
That was after the ice skating?
No.
I'm positive.
I'm nearly certain that the Mutter Museum was before that because you left the next day to go to Thailand. And then when you got back, we went ice skating.
I don't think so. I think we went ice skating before Mutter.
Because we did Buffalo Billiards, then we ended up at whatever the bar was that was right by the Reading Terminal, like 2 or 3 nights later when you were like, I really messed up the first night because I couldn't form a sentence.
That was the second date then. What was that?
That was when we were in the bar it was by the Reading Terminal. I don't know what the bar was called.
It was a bar by Reading Terminal?
We went to a bar near the Reading Terminal Market. And it was like we were with the guys who lived down the hall from you.
Was that second date? Yeah, that was like City Tap House or something like that. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Was that their second date?
Well, it's the second time we met each other, but I think that I guess that would technically be our second date.
Yeah.
Are we calling the first night a date?
I would not call it a date, no.
Would not either. A quick meeting.
Yeah, we met up.
Yeah, then we went there and like chatted for a long time in the bar.
Yep.
And then the next date we went on was the Mutter Museum.
I think
we went to the Mutter Museum before you went to Thailand.
We went ice skating before I went to Thailand.
I don't think so.
Yes, because the Penn's Landing ice skating thing was not open after I went to Thailand.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't. I went to Thailand at the end of February. That ice skating rink down there is not open in March. I don't think it was, at least. It's an outdoor ice skating rink. I don't think
You're
it was open.
You're going to have to look up when you went to Thailand. Because I think you went earlier than you think you did because you didn't make the playoffs that year.
Yeah, but those guys always went in February over to the Southeast Asia. That's
yeah, but it might have been the beginning of February. We'll figure this out.
Either way, we didn't go ice skating. We didn't go ice skating after Thailand. That was before.
So then it had to be our third time we met up. I really thought the Mutter Museum was.
I mean, we can say both of them. It doesn't really matter.
Well, the Mutter Museum, I just remember because you got in the car. I picked you up from your apartment. We went to the Mutter Museum. And when we were driving back to your apartment for me to drop you off, right before you got out of the car, you were like, oh, by the way, I'm leaving for 10, 14 days, however long it was, to go to Thailand. My friend called me yesterday and asked me, and I said yes.
Yeah.
And I specifically remember thinking, this is the most elaborate way to get out of having to talk to me ever again. Yeah, and then you sent me a picture of a monkey on the beach. And while you were there, without any other communication, I was like, okay, I guess you aren't trying to ghost me.
And then we went ice skating at Penn's Landing. There's an outdoor ice rink where I farted tying my skates when I bent down. And I couldn't even like play it off because it was so audible. Like there was no way to get out of it.
The worst part, I can't. I grew up in a fart funny house. It's like farts are funny.
That's a green flag. Let me tell you.
I grew up in a fart funny house. So the issue is that like in that moment, I'm like, you cannot be like crying, laughing when this man picks his head back up. He's going to be like, how immature are you? And so I was just trying desperately to like calm down, stop laughing. That wasn't that funny. But this man bent over, farted, and then went,
whoops.
It was so, oh my God, it was so funny and I couldn't laugh. Oh God, it was
it's true love, people.
I can't. Oh God, I can't. When you said whoops, I was like, this isn't happening. Oh God. That does it for I just love how you have completely committed to now telling that story when you talk about it.
Well, now you know what I was going through with that belly. If you bend over, you're going to fart.
I can't. Oh. Okay, that does it for 7-ish questions. We'll be back after this message about something else I love. Cheerios.
Hey-yo.
Last week, I told you guys about my Cinnamon Toast Crunch pregnancy craving, but it doesn't stop there. Like most pregnant women, cereal is a go-to choice for me, and I love a nice bowl of Cheerios. I am very much not a cereal is only for breakfast person. I will oftentimes have cereal for dessert after dinner. You know, like when you just have to top it off with something sweet, but it needs like that crunch, the cold milk. God, it's satisfying. I'm definitely doing that tonight. Cheerios are the perfect, easy-to-eat option with simple nutrition. And I need that these days. With all the different varieties of Cheerios, it's a cereal that works for everyone in the family. Make sure to pick up a box of their special heart-shaped Cheerios during the month of February. Plus, they've got a special lineup of 5 different Cheerio flavors available in limited edition boxes, each featuring the name of someone you love. So find that special box of Cheerios for your mom, best friend, or even your dog this Valentine's Day. Next up, because no true couples episode could be complete without a game,
You guys
Queen
got your own
Emma
cards? Look at that.
has prepared, because Queen Emma is a boss, okay? She has prepared pop culture trivia, the battle for who knows the least.
It's not going to be.
It's
going to be really
so
bad.
A few weeks ago, my guest, Amanda Hirsch, asked me who between us knows more about pop culture, and I honestly didn't really know the answer. I did settle on myself.
Is she a big pop culture person?
Very into pop. She has a podcast where she discusses pop culture. All of her social media is very great about updating you on social media, on pop culture topics in a way that's like quick and easy to digest. Like she really breaks it down very, very well. And it's like a passion of hers. And you can tell.
And she can tell that we're not into it? What made her pose this question?
She was asking, because I said, I'm not going to lie, I'm really bad at pop culture. And she said, well, is Jason also bad at pop culture? Is it both of you? And I said, if I had to say one of us was better at pop culture than the other, I would guess that it would be me.
Yeah.
But neither of us are really clued in.
Let's find out.
We are about to find out.
I'm not bad with like pop culture from like the 80s and 90s.
That's not what we're doing. We're talking about
doing
current.
Yeah, there's no way we're going to get this.
We're screwed.
I'm not getting this.
No, collectively screwed. Should we put a friendly wager on this?
Sure.
$2.
Oh, I thought you were going more interesting than that.
Oh, I just love a $2 bet.
Sure. $2
Like
sounds
I
good.
love a $2 bet. What
Cool.
What better wager did you have?
I didn't have anything in mine.
Well, then get creative,
This is your
sir.
question.
I am reading this and I don't know the answer to it. Okay, Queen Emma surprised us with these questions, so we're going in blind. Number 1.
Okay.
Name just one of the 10 total movies nominated for Best Picture at the Oscars this year.
We just did this in the rundown of New Heights.
So you do know.
I'm trying to remember them right now. And we're supposed to watch one. Like
You only have to know what you only have to tell me one.
I don't remember what movie we settled on. Well, I think we were putting it to a vote. I'm trying to remember the 4 movies of the 10 movies that we discussed.
To be fair, one of the movies that's on this list.
Just let me think for a second.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. I've seen one of them too.
Yeah, you have.
To pull a name of any of these movies out. Oh, Wicked. God.
I was going to be very concerned if you had not arrived there.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
This is another one I would not be able to personally get. So
Are we going?
Good luck.
You're asking me 5 straight?
Yes, I am. Number 2, The Bachelor has been on TV for 29 seasons. Which of the following men was a former bachelor? You might get this because of like process of elimination, so pay attention.
All right. I'm
A, Zac Efron.
okay.
B, Jesse Palmer. C, Holly D. D, Josh Richards. Or E, it's a trick question and they were all bachelors.
They were all bachelors?
Yes, that's D. That's E.
They weren't all bachelors.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it was Jesse Palmer.
You are correct.
So I'm 2 for 2 now.
Yes.
Wow.
Nice. Okay. Number 3. What is Prince Harry's wife's first name?
Oh, fuck. As a rule, I do not respect royalty in any way, shape, or form.
Your mom would nail this question so quickly.
She loves it. She loves the British monarchy.
She really does.
I just am firmly against monarchies in general.
Bonus points that mean nothing if you can name their formal titles.
So Prince Harry.
Yes.
This isn't the one that's Meghan Markle, right? That's one of the other princes?
That's Prince Harry.
Oh, Meghan Markle.
Jesus. Do you know?
That's the only one I know.
Do you know their formal titles?
Prince Harry and Princess Markle.
The Duke and Duchess of Sussex.
Oh, okay. That was my next guess.
Number 4. Who just won Album of the Year at the 2025 Grammy Awards?
Who just won Album of the Year? Beyonce.
Do you know the name of the album?
Wait, she won top country album. Did she win top album too?
According to Emma's card, yes.
Okay. Do I know what it's called?
Do you know what the album's called? You don't need to know it. That wasn't the question, but it does have
what's
the girls like it.
The girls do like that album. It is
do you know her last name?
Beyonce Knowles.
Nope. Married.
I don't know who she's married to.
Oh, Jesus Christ. We're so close. We were so close. You don't know who Beyonce is married to? You do. It's a very short name.
So, is it another artist?
Yes.
Jay-Z.
There you go.
Yeah, I did.
Do you know his last name?
Z.
Jesus Christ. Okay. Carter?
Carter. Okay.
Cowboy Carter?
Cowboy Carter.
Is that not, that's her married last name, correct? Okay.
All right.
Number 5. What singer was formerly the star of the Disney Channel sitcom Hannah Montana? You have to know.
Yeah, this one's in my wheelhouse. I'm trying to remember her name now.
It's because it's a far enough throwback.
Yeah, when it's older, I usually can get it. Why can't I think of her name right now? I can picture her face. She's in like her punk rock era. What the fuck is this woman's name?
It rhymes with my name.
It's Billy Ray Cyrus's daughter. What the fuck is her name?
Well, now you know her last name.
Miley Cyrus.
Jeez.
Right.
Oh, I'm so concerned because I did not know most of those questions. You got 5 out of 5.
You didn't know those?
Oh no, this is gonna be. I'm about to lose. Go ahead.
I think you're gonna be out with question 1. Tom Holland, aka Peter Parker, in the latest Spider-Man franchise, just got engaged
to Zendaya.
Wow, I don't even know who that is.
Oh, she's beautiful.
Nice. Which of the following is not an actual reality show currently airing on the Bravo network?
I feel personally victimized by this question. You know I do not engage in Bravo. Okay, hit me.
A, Southern Charm. B, Summer House. C, Below Deck. D, The Real Moms of New York City.
D, The Real Moms of New York City.
That's what I would guess
Only
too.
because it didn't sound familiar.
That's correct?
Amazing.
Right, nice.
I have not seen any of those shows, any of the top 3 that you named. The only show that I have seen clips of, and it's only due to my TikTok doom scrolling, is Below Deck.
Is Bravo just like a home improvement channel now?
No, that's HGTV.
Yeah, but Below Deck, Summer House, and Southern.
Below Deck is like when they show the cruise on yachts.
Yeah.
That's not.
That sounds like an HGTV. It's not just the cruise. It's like showing like the whole like thing.
No, it's not showing the yacht itself. It's showing the crew interacting with people who have chartered the yacht. It's basically like the crew interacting with entitled people who have chartered a yacht.
It's like Deadliest Catch, but with a yacht.
I would watch Deadliest Catch. I have watched Deadliest Catch. I would not watch Below Deck.
Number 3. What is the origin of the trend brat summer and calling things brat in general?
Oh, I have no idea.
I didn't even know this was a thing.
I genuinely have no idea. I know that it is. I could be. Oh my God. If I'm wrong on this, I'm gonna sound such an idiot. I know that there is some correlation with the color green and brat. I don't know what it is. I don't know where it comes from. Couldn't tell you.
What is the context in which brat is used? What does it mean?
I would love to tell you, but I don't know.
What's a brat summer?
Couldn't tell you.
It sounds like somebody just going off and getting into mischief is what it sounds like. Would you care to venture a guess as to where that comes from?
Is it from a musical artist?
It is.
Ooh.
I don't know who this artist is, but it is.
Is it Doja Cat?
It is not Doja Cat.
The excitement level that I reached when I said Doja Cat, I was really hoping you were going to say, it is.
The album came out in June of 2024. Album was called
Brat?
Yep, that's right. It was released in 2024 in June by artist Charlie XCX.
The way he just read that.
What does XCX mean?
Those are like the initials that come after her name, but the way you spaced it was as if you've never heard the name Charlie XCX, which I have at least heard that name.
I've never heard that
That's
name.
great. I like the way you read that. Go ahead.
What does XCX stand for?
I have no idea.
Like XXX.
Okay.
XOXO.
No.
Okay.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Who are the hosts of the hit dating show Love is Blind? I know Travis knows this one.
There are hosts?
I mean, it's a show.
Ass. I'm dead ass.
There needs to be somebody hosting a show.
Yeah, but are they hosts that I would know?
You know, I'm betting you know both these people.
Oh, no. See, if you asked me who the host of the Great British Bake Off was, I might be able to help you.
Might have I don't think you've met them. One of these people used to come to Cincinnati all the time because he is from Cincinnati. So he would go to do like Bearcat things or like Cincinnati specific things. He was very popular.
This is terrible. I have no idea. I've never seen that show.
The male host was very popular in the 90s. Extremely popular.
Carson Daly?
Not as a host.
Oh.
He was popular.
Do you see? I just did what you said you could do. If it happened in the early 2000s, 90s, I might be able to help you. He was in a popular
boy band.
Is it Nick Lachey?
It is Nick Lachey.
Is it really?
Yes. And I'm assuming it's his wife, not his sister.
Oh, Vanessa.
Vanessa Lachey. Okay. All right. So
I did not get that right. That required a lot of prompt.
Name one of the 4 current judges of The Voice.
Oh, shit. Because Blake Shelton isn't there anymore.
Wow, I wouldn't have been able to get this.
And I don't think John Legend's there anymore. Is it saying one? One of the 4 judges.
You need one of the 4 judges currently.
For I don't think Gwen Stefani's there anymore. Shit.
I wouldn't have gotten any of these either. The one I probably would have. This is kind of tricky because the one I would have guessed was Adam Levine.
And he's not on there anymore.
He came back, I guess, because he's on there again.
Shit.
I thought he left. I didn't know he had came back. So Adam Levine is one of them. Michael Bublé.
What?
Yeah. Kelce Ballerini. And, of course, John Legend.
Shit. Okay.
All right. Well.
He won pop culture. That does it for our first ever pop culture trivia off. You won.
Mm-hmm.
I owe you $2. I'll hit you when we get in the car. I'm a little embarrassed, to be honest.
I was honestly very happy with my performance.
I'm not surprised that I couldn't get them. I'm not surprised at all.
I do think you had harder questions. I don't think I knew any of the ones that you did not know.
You would not have been able to answer the ones that I had.
I don't think. I mean, I would have probably just guessed Adam Levine because I wouldn't have known what other name to say.
Okay. That does it for this episode of Not Gonna Lie. Thank you, Jay, for coming. Appreciate it.
I had a lot of fun. Thanks for having me.
I'll be back next Thursday with a brand new episode. We taped this one when I was in New Orleans, and I cannot wait for you guys to hear it. Yet another guest that I had absolutely no business talking to, but we had a great time sitting down for a chat. Listen and subscribe to Not Gonna Lie wherever you get your podcasts. Follow the show on all social media at NGL with Kylie. Not Gonna Lie is a Wave original brought to you by Cheerios. Thank you guys again for tuning in, and happy Valentine's Day for any of you who actually celebrate.
That's the Wolverine guy, right? In Twilight?
Wolf. The wolf in Twilight. He's not a Wolverine, he's a wolf.
Isn't that what a Wolverine is? A person that transforms into a wolf?
No, werewolf.
Werewolf. Yeah, werewolf. My bad.
We were both off.
Yeah,
so.
we were.
We both fucked that up.
Jacob.
Weren't you team Jacob?
I just was team, that guy needs to fucking get a life.
Jacob?
She was so not into him, and he was just lurking around. I just felt bad for Jacob. It wasn't like, I had never seen the movies, So when I actually sat down to watch them, I thought it was going to be like this back and forth that she had. She was never into Jacob. She was into the other guy the whole time. So it's like, I just remember there being Team Jacob, Team Edward thing happening.
Yeah, and you thought that it was like an even split. Like she couldn't decide.
Like, oh, like, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, she was decided from the very beginning.
There wasn't a question.
But then he imprinted on their kid.
Well, that's because he was freaking head over heels for her. It was just a sad story of Jacob.
Creepy.